Baha'u'llah said in his Kitab Yaqdas, "O members of parliament throughout the world, select a single language to be used by all on earth, and adopt ye likewise a common script. God verily maketh plain for you that which shall profit you, and enables you to be independent of others. This of the truth is the all He is of the truth, the all bountiful, the all knowing, the all informed. This would be the cause of unity, could ye but comprehend it, and the greatest instrument for the promotion of harmony and civilization. Would that you might understand. We have appointed 2 signs for the coming of age of the human race. The first is the most firm foundation we have set down in other of our tablets, while the second have been revealed in this wondrous book. I believe, or I think, that the other tablets it refers to in here is the tablets from Abdu'l-Baha to a committee of the Durable Peace in The Hague. This is an unofficial peace committee of the League of Nations in 1919. In this letter, in this tablet of Abdu'l-Baha, he explained Baha'u'llah's plan for the lesser peace to come about. And in this plan, it calls for the establishment of a Supreme Tribunal. And when the Supreme Tribunal gives a ruling on any international question, either unanimously or by majority rules, there will be no longer be any pretext for the plaintiff or ground of objection for the defendant. In case any of the governments or nations in the execution of the irrefutable decision of the Supreme Tribunal be negligent or dilatory, the rest of the nations will rise up against it. For all the governments and nations of the world are the supporters of this Supreme Tribunal. Consider how firm this foundation is. There are some of Baha'u'llah's plan that mention Baha'u'llah's plan, some of the things mentioned Baha'u'llah's plan that are now in operation in the United Nations, but they are not perfectly operated. Like 10 years ago, International Tribunal of the United Nations was established, which is now called the ICC, International Criminal Court. And the problem is there are countries that it's not supported or recognized by all the countries of the world. And including these countries that are not recognizing the ICC is Russia, who is now doing exactly what the plan of Baha'u'llah warned about. So if this is the case, then the first sign for the coming of age of humanity, as explained in this statement, is the formation of the lesser peace. And then the second sign is the selection of a single language and the adoption of a common script. Now, there are others' explanation of this first sign in our writings, like this one in the note to the Kitab Akdas, which states that the first sign of the coming of age of humanity referred to in the writings of Baha'u'llah is the emergence of a science which is described as that divine philosophy, which will include the discovery of a radical approach to the transmutation of elements. This is an indication of the splendor of the future stupendous expansions of knowledge. I believe that this science of the radical approach to the transmutation of elements has already been discovered. And I think it refers to the thermonuclear arsenal that we now possess. There is this torpedoes called the Poseidon, owned by the Russians. It's the most powerful torpedoes. It says it's 139 times more powerful than the bomb that was dropped in Nagasaki. It can travel at 130 kilometers an hour, undetectable, and it's in the depths of about 1,000 feet or a kilometer below the surface. It's unreachable, and it can travel as far as 10,000 kilometers, and it can be launched from under the ice cap, and it's directed for cities that are near the ocean, near the sea, like Los Angeles and New York. And it is nicknamed by the Russians as the apocalypse. And this very powerful, and it's carried by a submarine called Belgorod, and Belgorod carries 6 of these torpedoes. And now I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. This is now the time for these signs to be happening. And I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I want you to treat it as it is what I think is going to happen. What I think is subject to scrutinization, and you can even discard it. I think there will be something terrible is going to happen, that it will involve this apocalyptic thermonuclear arsenal. It will happen first, then immediately, if not simultaneously, the establishment of the lesser peace, and then followed with the selection of a single language and the adoption of a common script. Thank you, and I wish you well. Whaftai lava manuia la whafongfong mai mala whasausang Samoa soifua.